Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
And what are you doing for the Order, Chancellor? God, such a dick.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
You just want to be important, don't you?
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chantry's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
Excuse me.
Remind me, why are you allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
Nice. He's basically an indicator for the worst.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
The
Chantry.
mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
And I mean, so he just supposes to wait, not caring about a literal hole in the sky?
Well, let's hope we find solutions and not a cathedral full of chancellors.
The stuff of nightmares.
Mock, if you will. I'm certain the Maker is less amused.
Oh yeah, the Maker will be very, very upset that I'm mocking you. More upset than the destruction of the universe. Oh well. Priorities.
I will keep the peace while you and the others appeal to the Chantry in Val Royeaux.
Better ready yourself for the blame you will be rightly assigned.
Me. Ah, Leliana. Let's talk to our spy master. She's just praying. I was just like, is she holding something in her hands?
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no?
That is dark.
What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
You're asking me how the Maker's working?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives, The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
I mean, in the end, especially as someone not following the Maker or Andraste, I can't really say anything about that.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
Really sounds like a full-on faith crisis. But I mean, given all that's happening in the world, understandable.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
They're definitely better organizations than the Chantry, so, yeah, kinda. It's interesting that she's also wearing the Seeker emblem.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work, then. We will speak later.
It's okay to show weakness, and it's very much okay to doubt the Maker. Heresy!
So it's true, but...
We have... we have Solas over here, and Josephine inside. Let's go to Solas. Just have to find my way there. Of course, you all know it's very easy for me to get lost. She needs to smile more, maybe she should go see Iron Bull. Oh boy. He's not in our party so far though. Hey there.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
I've no interest in being a hero. All I want is to find a way to
Especially
seal
one
this.
sent by Andraste.
Pragmatic, but ultimately irrelevant. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
You sound really old, Solas. How old are you?
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
Ah, true, Solas is also a dreamer, isn't he? You said you have beat this game, right? I did, but it's quite a long time ago, so, I don't remember too much. So, yeah. You don't want to be spoiled if that's why you're asking.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Yeah.
I imagine you find some amazing things in there, alongside all the demons.
Exactly. It is occasionally dangerous, yes. But more often it's just sad to see what has been lost. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate mage surrounded by Chantry forces, and unlike you, I do not have a divine mark protecting me. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
I wonder how Solas first came to the Seekers, to Cassandra and the team. It's not a risk I would take with giant spiders. Me neither, definitely not. But I mean, given that all mages basically are not in circles anymore, right? Or most of them, I don't think that a single apostate mage is in that much danger, at least here.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach. Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
I mean, we still don't really know what happened with the Conclave, right? I mean, it got destroyed, but the question is like, how and why? And how did we survive?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
It would help finding out what exactly happened.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Leliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Just prodding a bit about your past.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on Elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of Elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
What kind of answer is that? No, you.
Yes, I am. The Dalish are the best hope for preserving the culture of our people.
Our people. You use that phrase so casually. It should mean more. But the Dalish have forgotten that, among other things.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
I mean, yeah, basically the second option. If you think that's wrong, why not teach the elves? I mean, how should the common elf get to know this stuff otherwise?
Fine, you think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why?
I press the
Wouldn't
wrong
it
one.
benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get himself killed.
You've decided his reaction for him.
Perhaps I have. If you have questions and believe the answers will help, ask.
Yeah, well, that's one of the parts I remember from last time. Fighting with Solas about elves and elvish culture. And tell me how it really is.
Is the magic they teach in the Circle different from the magic I learned with my people?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing Chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
True, elves used to be mortal. Really forgot about that.
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
I mean, then the question is, how did they lose immortality, especially if it's part of their nature? And what happened to the elves who were immortal? I have more questions.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
I mean, the thing with blood magic is always like, what are the costs? How much are demons involved? Kinda depends.
I'd be interested in learning more about blood magic.
I would teach you if I knew it. Unfortunately, using blood magic seems to make it more difficult to enter the Fade. You understand why I never bothered to learn it. A shame, as it is extremely powerful, provided it remains a tool, not a crutch, nor a passion.
Solas is showing that he knows more than he should be. Yeah, and he only shares a little bit. It's a lot of showing off and... oh, I know the true elven ways. Or history. The jaunty version of what the history says is the contact with humans and generations of slavery took away their immortality. Curious. But I mean, the thing is, did that really happen? We all know that the chantry isn't like an institution of absolute truth.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Really insane that the whole Elven Empire just completely got lost, and all that's left are the Dalish.
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits, others trade freely with humans, and some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
They knew we were a spy? Oh boy.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Solas is definitely a very interesting character, but also so judging, especially about the elves. Anything interesting here? What's going on here? Heaven's best and brightest. Probably inside, not outside. Apothecary. Apothecary. Recipes through exploration or by visiting merchants. Visiting an apothecary with herbs you gather in the wilderness to upgrade potions. Use the equip station to assign different potions to each of your party members and to replenish the potions you are carrying. Use the upgrade station to unlock permanent upgrades to your potions. Yeah, the only way to get a little bit more healing. Upgrade some potions. The healing potion. 29 elf root. Oh boy. Oh boy. don't think we even have a regeneration potion so far. Do we? Let's see, but I think so far we have just one. No, we have 2 slots. The regeneration potion. Let's take that as well. Yep.
Let me know if you need anything.
I think we still have to talk to him.
Look who's back from the dead. Again.
Why again?
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those Ware, though. So, you're welcome.
Oh.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Yeah, you're a bit cranky, just a bit.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
I feel the pyromaniac spirit.
How are your people holding up?
We've got Mother Giselle lending a hand now, which helps. For the ones that need comforting more than actual healing, she's a rock in fast water. Something to cling to.
Ah, come on, let's ask if he needs something.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
I mean, in general, the Conclave sounds so very risky with all those important people there. I mean, if you really want to sue some chaos, let's go there and kill everyone. Oh wait, that happened.
Farewell.
So, let's work on those watchtowers. And unfortunately, all those things are working in real time, so you don't just click it and it's done, you have to wait.
Researcher Minave wishes to verify that the infections have decreased in number.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, and though it is considered heresy to say it, she had the aid of the elf Chartin. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
I mean, interesting that she's comparing us to Andraste herself. Not Andraste, Justinia herself.
You realize that I follow my people's gods, not the Maker.
Fair enough. But Andraste lived, and her deeds, however shrouded by myth, have their basis in fact. If you do not believe the Chant of Light, at least consider it a map of the dangers you might face. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Hopefully. But it's really nice to have, for a change, someone who's so kind and understanding, or not just so zealous and hating on mages.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the chant of light by force.
Yeah, we heard about those crusades before. Yeah, they must learn about our light and our peaceful ways by force.
It must be difficult to follow the chant of light knowing how it's spread.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the chant of light by example, not violence. In any case, once the chant of light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
But didn't we read in Dragon Age 2 that the Seekers of Truth and the Templars are completely separate? I mean, the Seekers of Truth were to control the Templars, right? So that statement is kind of odd. Oh well. I mean, the Templars are still doing stupid stuff for the Chantry.
And now the Inquisition has been called again to restore order. By force.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away. Perhaps the name was divine, Justinia's message, that when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
I mean, especially with the previous Inquisitions having killed also quite a few people. Let's see. When the work is done.
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with Divine Justinia at the Conclave. The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they will not decide wisely. Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
I mean, I still remember the things which happened at the Conclave, but, I mean, looking at Anders blowing up the Chantry in Kirkwall, it could have... I mean, I don't think the theory is too far-fetched that Orsus could have been, made just trying to destroy the Chantry, right? I mean, best place and time. Yes, that was the Seeker's original function. Templars use the red lyrium, Seekers do not. Just lyrium, right? I don't think anyone uses officially red lyrium. Quite sure about that.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
Well, I guess sealing the breach will be quite the task for the whole Inquisition.
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of a Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
Usual Dragon Age problems. Quite a lot of problems. Only the Red Templars using Red Lyrium, normal Templars, normal Lyrium. Yeah. Exactly that.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Yeah, one crisis seldom comes alone, right?
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
It's demons, probably there are also Darkspawn lurking around, there are Templars, there are mages.
Farewell.
Until next time.
Battle and battle and battle. Right, let's go to talk to Josephine before we go for the war room.